Welcome to Community Health Matters. I'm your host, Amy Marsalis. On today's show, we're going to learn about the Fourth Angel Mentoring Program, and we'll discuss the immunizations your child needs before going back to school. All of that coming up next on Community Health Matters. From the News Channel 5 network, this is Community Health Matters, sponsored by the United Health Foundation. I am beyond thrilled to have our guests today, Daniel Hart and Scott Hamilton, to talk about Scott's journey, your mission, both of you together, how you've teamed together, and I assume most of you watching know who this guy is. He's everywhere. Scott Hamilton, Olympic figure skater, who now is sharing his journey of cancer and helping so many other patients along the way. You just have this gift that keeps giving and giving, Scott. It's amazing.
Well, it's called a unique hobby of collecting life-threatening illness.
Oh, darn, you stole my line. I was going to quote you.
Well, it's, you know, the more you do things, the more you understand it. And I've always been one of those where I lost my mother to cancer, and so when I was diagnosed 20 years later, it was, how do you do this? You know, I've always been coached, I've always been prepared, I've always been given what I've needed to be able to do battle, you know, when I needed to do it. But when you step into the cancer world, it's sort of a step in the dark, and you feel isolated, you feel, you know, you don't really have any gauge of how you're doing, you depend on other people to tell you instead of kind of understanding. So when I went through my cancer, I just sort of paid attention, and I saw what was going on in the cancer community and what wasn't, and I decided that I needed to begin something that could solve those issues of what was missing in the cancer community.
Bring us up to date, and Daniel Hart, we are going to be talking to you at length too about your care.
If I let you have a word in.
We promise you'll hear from Daniel too. Yeah. But Daniel, and Your Care Everywhere, we'll bring you into this in just a second, but I also don't want to assume that people have seen you everywhere talking about your journey or maybe reading a book, but tell us, because we really are interested in your health and how you are right now. Would you share some of, because I know you've
vigilant.
Vigilant.
You know, that's the key, is vigilance. It's, if you get to something earlier, you know, the statistics are alarming. 1 in 2 men will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. 1 in 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. 1 in 4 will lose their battle of those. And then if you think about 90%, if detected early, of all cancers, they're treatable and you can go back to your life. So, you know, I have this hobby of collecting things. And so I had cancer in 97, a brain tumor in 2004, a brain tumor in 2010, and a brain tumor in 2017. And I'm just remaining vigilant, keeping an eye on things, understanding what my options are. And that's kind of where I really want to you know, inspire patients and people that are you know, may have a family history of illness. Know what's going on with your body as best you can at all times. And then if something were to go left instead of right, you'll be able to deal with it earlier, better, faster, and your quality of life will be protected.
You're testament to that. So Daniel, tell us a little bit about Your Care Everywhere and the circumstances under which the two of you met.
Sure. Well, first, thank you for having us today. It's an honor to be here with Scott. Your Care Everywhere is the new health and wellness content site that our company MedHost started in 2015. MedHost has been in the healthcare technology market here in Nashville for over 30 years. But the primary aim of Your Care Everywhere is really to create an innovative, compelling online tool for people to use as a healthcare home. We live in an industry where there's a lot of fragmentation of data, patient portals for a lot of different venues of care. We wanted to create a tool that basically allowed users to aggregate key information in one place. And really at the core of Your Care Everywhere is content, and we've got over 30,000 pieces of health and wellness content, writers, expert columnists, bloggers, et cetera, that help us craft meaningful and trusted and reliable information for the healthcare consumer today. And that's really our mission, is to make sure that we've got very fact-based, non-sensational information that one can use to inform their healthcare journey. We were lucky enough to meet Scott this spring when we did a feature within a new section of our site called I Give Beyond, which really honors and features healthcare heroes in our community. And we thought, what better person to highlight than Scott, given all of his accomplishments and what he's overcome and what he's giving back to the community today. So we were very fortunate to sit down and do a 2-hour interview with Scott, which turned into a 7-part video series. He was very generous with his time, and we were just honored to do it and glad to be able to promote what we know is important to him, which is his foundation.
And again, that dovetails right into the founding of the foundation, the Scott Hamilton Cares Foundation. I know that you also are involved and founded this Fourth Angel mentoring program, or work with Cleveland Clinic in that program.
Well, the CARES stands for the Cancer Alliance for Research, Education, Survivorship. Cancer is a really broad subject, you know, and there's a lot of different areas that really need attention. Research is where we're really focused now, but the alliance part of it has been really terrific, you know, and YourCareUniverse is a part of that alliance. So when you look at, you know, education, survivorship, when I was diagnosed, my goodness, you know, the internet was just like the biggest, the best place you can get anything you want, and it's really great, and just go on and just type it in, and it's right. Well, what I got when I typed in testicular cancer was websites that were written for, you know, like medical students, physicians. There were 12-syllable words, sometimes 2 to a sentence in this paper. And I was like, this doesn't help me at all.
Intimidating,
So
scary.
there's a lot of people out there like me that really are hungry for the information. Let me know what I'm up against, and then the information is comfort, the information is power, and I'm better like prepared for what's in front of me. Nothing like that existed. So I realized in the education survivorship piece, there were really amazing opportunities to create content, create community, and create portals for people to really be able to get what they needed. Chemocare.com was a huge undertaking. That's a one-stop shop for anything you need about chemotherapy, how it's administered, the drugs. Every single chemotherapy drug is listed, and in 8th grade English and Spanish. But you know, the main one was I felt totally alone, totally isolated, and I was flying blind. And so I realized that everyone going through cancer like me probably felt that way. So I created, with the Cleveland Clinic, the Fourth Angel Mentoring Program. And the idea behind it is your first angel is your oncologist, your second angel is your oncology nurse, your third angel is your friends and family. There is no fourth angel. And the fourth angel is someone who's been there, done that can mentor you, life coach you, inspire you, be a role model in your journey. And it's great when you really hit the wall, because I hit it round 3 of chemo, to know that round 3 is a trap. And you're not going to hear that from anyone except someone who's been there, done that. So the been there, done that piece of Fourth Angel is just, you know, once someone's been mentored, they want to be a mentor. And another person's mentored, they want to be a mentor. So it's doing this, and it's almost to the point where it's unmanageable. So
in a good way, right?
In a great way. It's in all 50 states. We have mentors in all 50 states. Europe. It's just this tiny little idea in Cleveland that's just done this. And it's not only extended to patients, but caregivers, and now for pediatric caregivers. So
okay, I want to get into more of this. We have more time. We'll just take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Don't go away. We're back with Daniel Hart and Scott Hamilton talking about the Fourth Angel Mentoring Program, and wanted to ask you, Daniel, about the two of you working on the docuseries, and something happened that made the partnership more compelling, more personal.
Yes, it sure did. Prior to us filming the video series with Scott, we had one of our consultants at MedHost, his wife, Cindy Hamilton, was diagnosed with a very severe form of stomach cancer. And so she was in the process of evaluating options and just navigating all the information that comes your way with such a serious diagnosis. we did the interview with Scott, just heard so much about, what he had overcome and the Fourth Angel program in particular. And as we got back to the office that day, we, made the call to Ken and his wife Cindy to tell them about the Fourth Angel program and this what seemed to be a wonderful program around partnering people who had the same condition. And sure enough, within a week, Cindy was paired with a survivor of the same type of cancer, that she had, a 9-year survivor, and just it's been a real gift for her in terms of helping her navigate all the different puts and takes that are required as you go through the treatment, again, of such a serious diagnosis. And so as Scott touched on, that the doctors certainly can provide their input, the nurses can provide, family can provide the support, but having someone who's really walked in your shoes, I think has really been invaluable for Cindy, and really given her the resolve and will to fight, and just very happy to say that she's making great progress, and just in our thoughts and prayers every day.
Thank you for sharing that. How does someone who is newly diagnosed, find their angel? How do they get connected, Scott?
Well, you reach out to Fourth Angel. Through my website, scottcares.org, we have a direct line straight to the coordinators. They'll connect you. You ask for a mentor, and they'll pair you. They get some information. Everybody that becomes a mentor goes through a training process. They want to make sure that there's quality control, that they have the right personality types. It's all been very hands-on with people matching people. It's gotten so big now, though, that they're probably going to end up having to create an algorithm, or like a Match.com type of thing, where you put your information in, you put your age, you put your sex, everything, your disease type, cell type, everything, and bam, you got like 6 people to choose from. It's going to come to that because it's growing so fast, but generally matches are made. There's 3 women that do this, and they do it very hands-on. And I told them when they started, I go, make sure you have like a case of Kleenex in your office, because you're gonna, you have the hands-on job of really navigating and helping people through their illness in a really personal way. And my goodness, if you don't shed a tear, every 5 minutes, it's that kind of job. And I couldn't be more proud of coordinators, of the staff in Cleveland, because they've taken this idea and they've made it the leader in its space. There's mentorship programs out there, but it seems like Fourth Angel has become, they're very open-handed. They try to collect all the other mentorship programs to share best practices, and they just get better and better and better.
Did you have an angel?
No, that's why I created the program.
Why you created
I
it.
was flying blind.
Flying blind.
At round 3 of my chemo, my chemo was 8-hour infusions, 5 days on, 16 hours, 16 days off, 5 days on, 16 days off. So after my, my third 5-day period of these long infusions, my body had changed, my life had changed. I was depressed, I was exhausted. I just wanted to quit, and I didn't realize that was the cancer trying to talk me out of winning. And I was lucky I had good friends around me that just said, well, how many rounds do you have left? And it's like, well, 5 more days, 1 more round. I can do that. And so I got to the end of it, and I realized just what a trap that was. So where are the pitfalls? Where are where do we get tripped up? How are we doing? These are all great examples of what a Fourth Angel can offer somebody. And I'm really thrilled with just how well managed, how well attended, how it's grown. And now they're looking after pediatric caregivers to match them, so that they'll have the support they need as well. It's a hard business, cancer, but CARES, just by its acronym, we're just trying to make it better in every way possible.
It's got to be so rewarding, I would think almost a healing thing for you in your journey when you see this happening and that growing.
Well, you always
it's got to be so rewarding.
You always want where you were to be better. Than it was when you were there. And if you can figure out a way to do that, I think that's a true blessing to the next person facing, a fight for their life. When you're diagnosed, the fear is extraordinary, and then all of a sudden it turns into this, I didn't know I could be this brave. I had no idea I had that within me, but I still need information. I still need support. I still need to know things. And without a mentor, without, you're going to, when I asked my oncologist, how sick am I going to be with chemo? He said, moderate to severe. And I said, what does that mean? And he goes, moderate to severe. I don't know. I never had chemo. I'm just telling you what I've witnessed. So
It can
it's
be kind
having
of
somebody
cold.
that's
That can be
felt
kind of
it.
cold too.
But it's also, the more you learn about cancer, the more you know where the gaps are. You know where the research needs to be supported. You know where the centers of excellence are, and to have a partner, like Your Care Everywhere through MedHouse, it's a dream come true, because they're really reaching out to people and giving them great information, quality information that's user-friendly. And that was a huge gap in the cancer community when I went through my cancer.
Thank you both so much. I know we've had the websites up, but fourthangel.org and YourCareEverywhere.com. Those are the sources for you to get more information on these incredible programs. All right, thank you so much to both of you. What a pleasure to meet you both. And we'll be back with more after this.